This is your ultimate guide to planning a successful 2024. We have a beautiful PowerPoint that I'm gonna go through step by step. Hi! I don't know why I wanted to start the video like that. Hey, welcome to Polymath Library. It's Jade Marie. In less than a week, it's 2024 already. So if you find yourself at the end of the year, at the end of 2023, or whenever you see this, you just know there are things you want to do, you want to accomplish, things in your life you want to change, but you don't know how to get started. Just seems daunting. Maybe you've made New Year's resolutions lists in the past. They don't work. Maybe a New Year's resolution list has worked for you in the past, but it's literally never worked for me. It's only worked to make me feel bad about myself. So I'm here to share with you how I plan things, because I am so bad at following through. So I have to create systems for myself to make sure I do it. It's like grinding in a video game. That's when I realized. I had no problem grinding in a video game and getting things done. And I wondered, why is that? Oh, because of the lists that you have. You have like menus and lists. So when you have some task in a video game or some quest, it does such a good job of breaking it down step by step. Like first it says, okay, do this. So you go to a villager over here in this village. Then they have another quest for you. Oh, first, before before I'll give you this, piece of wood, you need to build something. First, you need to go visit my friend over there, and they'll give you the other ingredient. So it just naturally breaks down this huge long journey into step by step smaller tasks. And that's what I do for work now. That's what I do in my personal life. So I wanted to kind of share it because it's such a good system. So this is your ultimate guide to planning a successful 2024 or whatever year you are watching this in. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, my action plan. That's yours. You can fill in your name. Jade's action plan. So what do you need to get started? You don't need much. You need a clear space. This is like the first step. I just made a video about it, about if you're feeling overwhelmed, things seem too hectic or messy around you to start planning. I just made a video about how to clear your space. So you can apply that to a desk, a room, your whole living space, whatever, it's up to you. Put on some nice music. You can take a shower, get into some fresh pajamas, anything that makes you feel cozy and motivated. Make a drink, or even you can invite a friend over. If you guys want to do it together, side by side, if that helps you. You're gonna need a system. We'll talk about that later. Snacks. Snacks always, snacks forever. Snacks. And yourself. Now, a few times in this video, I'm gonna get a little maybe cliche or sappy or motivational, I don't know, but just bring yourself free of judgments, saying, I can't do this, oh, I always do that, I never, no. Just bring yourself a clean slate, a clean piece of paper that maybe you're going to use later to brainstorm your ideas, and the attitude of a fresh start, being kind to yourself, knowing that when we always do the best we have with what we're given, and sometimes we just need other tools. That's what I've learned. That, the times I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I failed. Sure, but also had I had other tools, maybe I could have done a little bit better. Okay, so bring yourself. As we said, New Year's resolutions, they don't work, not because we shouldn't be planning for the year ahead, but because there's a better way to do it. Okay, so the first step is getting in the mood. Get in the mood, girl. Okay, so we just touched base on these, and I want to throw in an optional thing to do, which is getting in touch with your inner self, connecting yourself to the bigger picture around us, the universe, whatever you believe, So if you like to do tarot, maybe do a little tarot spread for the year. If you are into meditation, do meditation, or just sit quietly with your thoughts for, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know, whatever you feel. Maybe journaling about what you see for yourself in the new year, how you want to grow, or just reflecting on the old year, getting some of those thoughts and feelings out, taking a walk, having a phone call with a friend or family member, just anything that can kind of get you into a reflective space, an open space that could help planning. So the planning doesn't feel like such a burden, but it feels more fun and exciting, which I hope this is. I want it to feel like a video game. We can gamify life with the right tools like these. So yes, brainstorming. This is the way you get all of your ideas out of your head so that you don't feel like this feeling in the back of your head that you're like missing something. Now you can set a timer for a few minutes just to get all your thoughts out. And as I keep saying, do it without judgment. Just no judgments, because you just want to get all the ideas out. There are no bad ideas. There are no silly ideas. There are no ideas that are too big, too small, too unreasonable. Just get them out. Write down the things you want to accomplish, see, do, stop, whatever, for the whole year. And for this part, I say go absolutely wild. At the end of 2022, maybe like December 30th or something, I saw a TikTok. There was this girl sitting in her car, as the best girlies always are, sitting in their cars. And she was like, you have to make a list of everything you want to manifest in 2023, and it has to be wild ass shit. You just if you think it, write it down. And you know what? I did that. I wrote like 4 or 5 pages in my journal. Some of them wild as shit. And you know what? A lot of them happened. And this is where I also want to say that I'm not opposed, like I love manifesting also, but this is not that kind of video. I think when you are manifesting, there's a few things to keep in mind. If you can do it yourself, don't manifest it. Because if you can do it yourself, then you need to do it yourself. I like to reserve manifesting for things that I just are not in my power, not in my control. Things that I just cannot influence, or maybe things that I need some extra help with. But if you can do it, then I think you should, because thoughts and desires without actions are just, they're not going to go anywhere. So do as much as you can. But for the really crazy things, like I remember last year I manifested a very specific amount of money, and I got it like halfway through the year. And then I realized it was this exact, like literally the exact amount of money, and not a small amount of money either. And I was like, oh my gosh, it worked. Okay, yeah, you can also, if you want to at this time, maybe set aside time for 2 different things. One, like a crazy manifesting list. You just write the things down in a journal. And the other thing with manifesting is you have to believe you already have it, and then you need to let it go to the universe and not hold any attachment to it. So go ahead and make like a wild as shit manifestation list if you want also, but this is not that video. This is a video about the things we have control over in our lives, things we can do every day. But if you want a longer video on that, let me know, because I love talking about that. Okay, so for this brainstorming part, you can do it whatever way works best for you. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways that I might go about it. So one is just having like a piece of paper, wherever you want to do it, and you just write down all your ideas. Just, no rhyme or reason, just write them all down, because then later you can categorize them. Or you can do it the second way, where you write down a bunch of categories and then you write down things under each category. Yeah, also remember, you can have as many or as little ideas as you want. Maybe there's just one thing you want to work on for the year. Perfect. Maybe there's like 20 different things you want to work on. Great. But at this stage, we're just writing everything down that we want, just to get it all out there. Now let's take a look at some of the categories. Okay, so here, for example, I just wrote down work, health, and money. Work, complete 3 training programs, get a raise, meet new people, build a network. For health, find a therapist, cook 3 to 5 times a week instead of eating out, and go on daily walks. Money, save this amount by the end of the year, open a savings account, pay off whatever debt, just anything you want to do. Okay, and here are some categories I came up with. Surely there are many, many more. So whatever category you want, just come up with them. So yeah, relationships, family, friends. Oh, there are all kinds of relationships. Food, cooking, hobbies, health, physical, mental. You can break it down, that way if you want to. Work, money, travel. Then if you did your brainstorming the first way, where you just wrote a list of ideas, then I want you to go to each idea and put it in a category. Or if you want to do it the other way, then yeah, here are just some examples of categories you can use. Once all of your goals or everything is broken down into categories, you can move on to the next step, which is planning. I want you to imagine you are an iPad girly. Even if you don't have an iPad, embrace the vibes, the culture, the work ethic, the determination of an iPad girly. If you don't know what an iPad girly is a girl with an iPad who gets her life in order. Everything is organized because she has an iPad. There's so many like productivity apps, so many things. Get a little Apple Pen. This is not sponsored, okay? But yeah, I have a really old iPad. So it's not iPad girly compatible. But that is actually one of my goals for the next year, is to get an iPad. Some things you can do to get organized and to create your own system. Above all, remember that it just should be simple, because if it's too complicated, you're not going to use it. So create a system. What I have, oh my gosh, I can show you right now. So I literally just have this paper planner, and I love it. I use it for work mostly, but and there's so many different kinds. Like this one is a weekly one, like, so you have, you see that? The months, and then it's broken down by week. So I love that kind myself. But maybe you are more into being online. Maybe you have an iPad. If you have an iPad, then you can download, like, there's so many templates on Canva for anything. Just type in what you want, there will be a template. So you can download templates from Canva, use Pinterest, YouTube for inspiration. Maybe you want to get a new journal, like a bullet journal or a Hobonichi journal. And there's tons of, you just search for those on YouTube, ideas, and people post their like progress to see how the system works for them. So you can kind of just brainstorm and get an idea of what kind of system you want to use. Paper, agenda, calendar, just whatever you want. Just keep it simple, a way you can keep track of everything, write things down, organize your thoughts, track your progress, which we'll talk about later. The second thing is, now for planning, is that you need to break your goals down by quarter. You have to. So even if you have one goal for the whole year, you need to break it into 4 different parts. If it's like a big goal, I mean, maybe you don't want it to take you the whole year, but yeah, you have to break it down. So the reason why New Year's resolution lists never work for me is because there's no plan after that. You just write down, oh, I want to go on a walk every day, but how are you going to actually fit that into your life? Let's just not even think about quarters 2, 3, and 4. Right now, I'm just going to explain everything as we go for one quarter, because then you're going to repeat this quarter after quarter. And yes, it's very businessy, Q1, but it works. You can also go by seasons if you want to. If that makes more sense for you, go by seasons if you don't want to be in this corporate lingo. Don't plan everything for the whole year at once. You can set aside a few days, a week, whatever, before each quarter, just to make your new plan. Okay, so from your list of brainstorming, I want you to pick the things you're going to work on in Q1. Maybe you have a lot of ideas, you're not really sure what you reasonably will be able to get accomplished in that time. So you can make a kind of rating system. So take the ideas you want, maybe you'll pick a few from each category, you can make a rating system. So maybe a scale from 1 is like super, super, super easy and quick. 10 is like kind of complicated. So maybe you pick one item that's like a 6 or higher, and maybe 3 items that are like 1 to 5. So now you want to break each goal down into steps. I wanted to go to the gym once a week, which that is my goal, to go once a week. I know myself that anytime I've tried to go more than once a week, it doesn't work. So I'm starting with once a week. So here are the steps I broke down into. Buy a sports bra, because I don't have one, and that is like the number one thing that's stopping me from going to the gym. Designate one bag I have for the gym, pick a day of the week I'm going, set everything out the night before, plan my workout routine, because also that's what stops me from going, is I don't know what I'm going to do once I get there. And then at the end of the month, reassess how many times I went there. But that's kind of like tracking progress. But yeah, how will you track your progress? At the end of the month, I'll see, did I go 4 times? Did I go once? And then you can set a reward for yourself. So if I go to the gym once a week for the whole quarter, I will get a new pair of gym shoes. Think about the potential challenges and solutions. If I find that it's too hard for me to go in the morning, then okay, I'll start going in the evening or at my lunch break, something like this. Also write down the materials you'll need. So for me, that was I need a new sports bra, and I need to pick one of my bags to use as a gym bag, maybe, yeah, a gym towel. Okay, so that's my example. Some other things that I want to accomplish this quarter that I'll just give you some ideas. Organizing my closet and keeping it that way. Reading more. Also, your goals should be specific. So reading more, that's not a goal. That's just like an idea. So break it down. I want to read 1 book a month. Perfect. Not working more than 8 hours a day. Not working after 5 p.m. Not opening my work computer on the weekends. You can break down any goal into steps. So that's planning quarterly. Tracking progress. Ta-da! It's also really important to track your progress. So you can do, like I mentioned, end of the month check-ins, and you can ask yourself the same questions at the end of the month that you would at the end of the quarter, and then, yeah, quarterly check-ins. So some questions you should ask yourself to see how your goal is going so far is, am I on track to accomplish them? If not, what should I change? What can I do differently? What help do I need? Am I missing something important that would help me with this? Do I need help from somewhere? And then at the end of the quarter, you can ask, did I accomplish my goals? What worked or didn't work for me? What do I want to carry into the next season, the next quarter? And what do I want to drop? And this can be related to the goals you have, or just in general, like reflect on the month or the quarter in general, what you liked. Like, I went out too many times, I didn't go out enough, these kind of things, just everything. And you can look back at these categories we set to see how like happy you are in each category. I also had a journal one time that I think it was every week. It had a few categories, and you were supposed to like rate how satisfied or unhappy you were within each category, and then maybe that's how you'll pick your goals for the next quarter. Like the first quarter is just kind of trial and error, I think, if you're not already sure about what you want to accomplish. So repeat those questions quarterly. If you are just like reassessing things like this every month, every quarter, there's a greater chance you'll see the changes you want to see in your life. It's all about being intentional with your time and your resources to see those changes. So another one I mentioned, I want to save for an iPad. So what you can do is get the total amount that the iPad will cost. Let's say, so for me, I want to save it in 1 quarter, save the money in 1 quarter for the iPad. So I divided the total cost by 3. So that's how much I need to save each month. If you also are wanting just to save a certain amount, or you're just trying to save as much as possible, so you can do that through setting aside like a budget for food, for example. So you can take how much you want to save, minus that from your income, take the number of what you have left and divide that by 4 weeks. And that's how much your budget is you can spend every week. So for me, I can easily spend like a food budget in 1 shopping trip for, 2 weeks or a month. So if you have that amount set aside already, then you can kind of try to stay closer to that. So you're going to repeat that process every quarter. Picking your goals, breaking them down into steps, checking in monthly, weekly, whatever, and like at a smaller level, doing a big check-in at the end of the quarter, and then planning again. And maybe you realized you picked too many goals, or that you easily accomplished everything you wanted to do. So then you can reassess and try something new for the next quarter. Okay, now I have some of my tips and best practices. Number 1, be realistic. You don't want to set a goal that you'll read 1 book every week if you've barely finished 1 book in all of the last year. So be a little bit reasonable with yourself, but also 2, be delusional. Be delusional. Be as delusional as you want to be. I'm here to tell you, yes, you can get a raise. Yes, you can make new friends and meet the people, all the right people. Yes, you can find a better home. Yes, you can save the money you want. Yes, you can get random amounts of money. I know, because it happens to me. So be delusional. And as I said at the beginning, like, make that delusional, wild as shit manifestation list as well. It's all about the balance, okay? Make your iPad girly plan that you're gonna stick to and work to do, but also be a little delusional. A little delusion never hurt anybody. A lot of delusion never hurt anybody, okay? Next, romanticize the seasons. This is like what I kind of talked about in the last video I made. I'll link it again. I already talked about it in this video, but I'm linking it again because this is kind of like a part 2 to that video. Romanticize the seasons. This is how you get through winter. This is how you get through endless hot summers. Okay, we love like spring and fall. Those are my 2 favorite because they're the least extreme. But there is something to love about each season. Even things just like buying seasonal produce and creating new traditions for yourself. Perfect way to just, romanticize the seasons. It helps you to be more present, to enjoy where you are in life more, and motivated to just keep trying and doing new things. So romanticize the seasons. And the last one, be easy on yourself, okay? It's okay to not do the things you had planned to do, probably because you were doing other stuff. Maybe you realize at the end of a few months that what you really needed was just to rest and to hibernate for a little bit. That's not good to do your whole life, but definitely there have been times where I really did just need to take a step back and disengage. Yeah, we're all out here trying to survive in this crazy world. So maybe you want to do what I talked about in this video on like a super, super, super small scale. Maybe all you want to accomplish for the whole year is just to be with your friends more. Or, I don't know, be on your phone less. Something, just one something. Maybe you don't want to like write a whole novel and save $3 million. Maybe you just have one goal you want to accomplish for the whole year. That's perfect. Maybe your goal is just to become more content or happier. That is one of the most admirable things you can do, is just to work on becoming content. Perfectly valid. It's beautiful to have just one sole focus for the year. You don't need to be the real life version of Pinterest. I know I said be an iPad girly, but you don't need to be perfect. Progress over perfection. Presence over perfection. Show up and root for yourself. Okay, motivational speaker, cheesy girl. Yes, we contain multitudes, but sometimes we just need more rest in our lives. So I don't want you to, at the end of this video, feel stressed and like, oh my gosh, I should be doing so much more. Do less. One time I saw a graffiti, I'll try to find the picture. It said, do less. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. But I just wanted to share, as someone who has a really hard time seeing things through to the end, how I break things down to get anything accomplished. I wish you the most restful end of the new year. I also want to say, like, maybe your only goal is to get a different kind of job. I know I've been in, like, I'm so happy to have the job I have now, but there have been times where I've just absolutely hated my job and I didn't think I had the resources to find something better. So I also want to say, you deserve better, you can have better, and you have the resources to do that. There have been times I've had like nothing, and I felt so stuck. And looking back, I see the things I could have done. Yeah, sometimes I would just like, quit everything and just move somewhere else. That's also how I've escaped certain situations, So again, I don't want to say like, I don't want it to sound like you have to do more to be happier. I just had wished someone would have told me, you are capable to pick yourself up and go somewhere else. So if that's your goal for the next year, I just, if no one else tells you, I want to be the person to tell you that you can do it. And there's so many possibilities out there, and to just go for it. Maybe you do just have to, you know, just fuck it all and just move somewhere or do something that sounds crazy to everyone else in your lives, but you know it's the right feeling or the right move for you. You just have that feeling. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. The universe is coming back. That's an affirmation you can say. The universe supports me. The universe has my back. Oh, or this is what it is. I am supported by the universe. Perfect. Okay, so yes, I'm wishing you all a very happy. That's because I was just about to say, like, have a restful end of year, and I know not everyone gets to have a restful end of year. So maybe your, you know, goal only is to, like, next year have a restful end of year. Have a happy new year, and let me know in the comments, like, if you feel comfortable sharing what you are wanting to accomplish in the new year, some goals you have. I'd love to hear it. If you need help, like, breaking them down into steps, let me know. I'd also like to help with that. Yeah, this will probably be my last video of the year, so I'll see you all in 2024. Thank you for joining me. Also, okay, girl, just leave. Like, making videos last year in 2022, there's no way I would have dreamed that I would actually figure out how to do it. And that was, like, one of the biggest things I learned to do this year was, like, actually make a video. They're not perfect yet. Presence over perfect, progress over perfection, but they exist. And, you know, the one that was, like, the most successful for me was one I just made on a whim with no extra equipment. So just do things, make a plan, stick to your plan, break it down into easy steps, gamify it, pretend you are in an RPG or a JRPG, and I promise you, you will be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you already. We're gonna make plans. We're gonna stick to our plans. We're gonna girl boss our way, not too close to the sun, just close enough. We are going to become iPad girlies. We are going to cook for ourselves. We're going to make our own coffee. We're also going to treat ourselves with nice meals outside and nice coffees outside as well, okay? We're taking balance into 2024. Oh, 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 4 is 8. I don't know so much about numerology, but those all seem like very balanced numbers to me. So we're gonna have balance, happiness. We're gonna either be productive if we want to or restful if we want to. We are going to do the things on our lists that we have had on our list for years and have just never gotten done. Looking at myself about a closet which has been in shambles for literal years and over multiple moves. We are going to prioritize ourselves. We are going to know what we want and go after those things what we want. We are going to be happy with our friendships and relationships, and we are going to invest in those relationships that matter to us. We are going to do new things. We're going to try new things, and we're also going to let go of things that we don't want to do anymore. We're going to learn to say no. We're going to learn to say no. We're going to learn to say yes to things that scare us. We are going to make a list and check it twice and then accomplish those things on our lists. We are going to express our creativity. We are going to journal because journaling helps us know ourselves. We are going to feel our emotions in the moment, and we're gonna view our emotions without judgments. We are going to take a deep breath before we react to things. We are going to be more present in our lives. We are going to learn to become content. We're going to be on our phones less, but we're also going to appreciate all the amazing things that our phones and technology provides to us. We are going to learn new skills. We are going to deepen the skills we already have. We are going to get raises at our jobs. We are going to find jobs that are better for us. We are going to make our homes more cozy, but we're also going to find new homes if we need that as well. We are going to be there for each other, and we are going to have an amazing 2024. It's going to be a good one for us, guys. Oh, can I become like a... Here's some amethyst for you. Okay, so be well. I hope you all have a wonderful new year, and I'll see you. Bye.